Hi, it's Sam from Liaison again. Hi. Um, I am going to take this time to kind of vent and share some frustration I ran into yesterday with a meeting I had. Um, so, the business is really new, and we're trying to gain followers and an audience and a user base for our new app. And I wanted to reach out to some influencers before the app launches publicly so that they could talk about it, or maybe if they were interested, just hear about it, because I follow this group of alternative media the on YouTube, and it's a group of influencers who aren't really connected to each other, but they all have a same message of combating the current news cycle of bad journalism, and they're talking about the important issues of today, and they all want a solution and are looking for a solution to the bad journalism and the narrative pushing and the bad practices that are going on mainstream media. So they were a big influence in my reasoning for starting Liaison and the app in particular, because I want people to get involved and critique the news and provide pressure towards this bad news cycle. And part of that, bad news cycle and that the mainstream media is in is the ads. So they are incentivized to have inflammatory stories and headlines and things to excite your interest, that are either going to make you angry or excited, and they're going to be way more drastic just so you will click on them and increase traffic towards their site because they get their revenue from ads. This has been the standard model for a long time, and I think it's the reason why journalism has degraded, because they've been more incentivized to do more content that's cheap and quicker, and just be pumping out all this stuff all the time to get more traffic, instead of the quality investigative journalism or doing the research or just stating the facts without an agenda. So this idea is supported by a book I started reading recently. It's called Trust Me, I'm Lying by Ryan Holiday, and it's about media manipulation and people who manipulate the news because through this ad cycle of them wanting to churn out content and sometimes not even checking whether it's true. I haven't finished the book. I'm a little critical of it because of how much he admits to lying and manipulating in his book. I'm curious as to whether the book itself is a manipulation tactic for whatever ends. I'm not sure, but so far it seems to be confirming what I already kind of figured out through watching the news and trying to figure out what caused it to become what it is. So the meeting I had was with an influencer liaison. He's the person that organizes this influencer, a particular influencer's ads that they run on their YouTube channel every week. And this was the only way that I could figure out how to contact this influencer in particular, and this was the most important influencer for me to contact, because I know this person particularly wants this type of solution and has talked this about the crowdsourced rating system for news. And I was hoping to open up a dialogue But instead, I think I got recruited into a sales call because this person, the liaison, wanted to coach me on how to grow my YouTube channel. And guess what? Gave me advice of churning out content and, quote, cheap content. Just the more you turn out, the better for ad revenue on YouTube. So I did take the advice, and I will use it to grow my channel and our awareness and audience about Liaison and our app. But I'm trying to break that model because we don't want to use ads on our website for this reason, and I want to solve the issues that like I just explained, that type of monetization causes. I think that ads are a dying source of income, and I think it has created the really big monster that I don't want to be controlled by, which is what I'm talking about, this nebulous cycle of just, I could, for instance, start out my website or the app with ads on it and feel like, oh, I'm not going to succumb to the pressure to increase traffic and become more inflammatory or insightful or narrative pushing or biased to get traffic and clicks. But then you start the business, you're rolling in it, and then you want to increase your revenue, you want to increase your audience, and that's what you do because the business model calls for it. So if you set up the model differently, then you won't you won't be held hostage by that monster. So anyway, I was really, really struggling with the outcome of that interview yesterday, all day yesterday. I hardly slept. This morning I got up, I wrote a whole bunch about my thoughts, like trying to organize what really didn't settle right with me on that interview. And I decided that I was just very disappointed that the network of people, and maybe it's just this one influencer, and who maybe it's just the person he hired to organize his ads. That could be it. But I was really disappointed to see and experience the same trap that mainstream media has fallen into in the network that inspired me to start Liaison and fight this battle. So if you want to also fix the news and help us and do something about it, then please share this video, like it, subscribe to our channel, follow us on Twitter, like our page on Facebook, and visit our site, and consider supporting us on Patreon. We would really appreciate it. And I know that a lot of you care about it. I know that these influencers care about it. If I could just get through to them, I know that given the chance, this can change everything, and I want to change it.